We would like to introduce the meeting room guideline. For documentation purpose, this info session will be recorded and shared afterward. Please click on the right hand functions or using a chat box for any question you may have. Ensure to state your name and company so you can be acknowledged properly. Participants are encouraged to turn on their video so we can see you. So allow us to record the video. So we start recording now. Thank you again for this agenda today. For the info session, we'll take for 1 hour, 30 minutes. First, we will do a quick icebreaker by using Mentimeters, and then our colleague from UN Women Regional Office Asia and the Pacific will give an overview of the UN Women's Gender Action Lab. And after that, we will dive into the content of our sessions, WEPs Corporate Action Lab. We will have interactive question and answer and immediate next step. All right, let's start with a fun icebreakers. Please go to Mentimeters, enter a code on the screen or scan QR code for these activities. For the Menti, you will find a few warm-up questions with especially interesting on how you are feeling today. Let's go to the Menti together. And again, you can see the code and also the QR code you can scan on that. And we welcome you to have like such fun energy in the morning. Let me start. Oh. Sorry. Sorry for the call. Yeah, go back. Can you see the screen again? Let me share screen again. Sorry for this technical. Yeah, I hope you can see the screens. And let's move on with the first questions. What would best describe your mood today? Can you help to answer these questions? Oh, energetics. Calm. Well, Friday mood. I like Friday mood. Oh, tired, yes. Of course, this is Friday now. Fresh. Yes, in the morning. Coffee. Excited for next weekend. Yes. Any more before I move up to the next questions? Oh, calm. Yeah, a lot. Oh, sleepy. Let's move to another questions before we start. What three positive words would describe you best? Can you explain a little bit? Optimistic, yes. Kind, yes. Helpful, funny, friendly. Hard work. Still alive. Positive energy, yes. Compassion, confidence, proactive, yes. A lot, a lot of positive words. Curious, learning, yes. Engaging. Oh, curious, the big, yeah. Someone hopeful, yeah. Helpful, yes. I think we are quite understood about our positivities in terms of our work and our daily life. So I would like to go back to our slide presentation and let's talk later on this. Well, welcome back. Before we before we start that, and I would like to pass this activity to our colleagues from the regional. Amy, yes.
Great. Thank you so much, Moni. And hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us all today. We're really excited to be launching this initiative in Cambodia. So as Moni shared, my name's Amy. I'm a program specialist in women's economic empowerment, sitting at our regional office in Bangkok this morning. And I'm the program manager regionally for the Gender Action Lab, which is our larger initiative that brings us here today and also brings our specific activities in Cambodia. So I'm just going to share with you all a bit of background on what brings us here and why we're doing all of this. So the framing and the foundation for all of this is really the Women's Empowerment Principles, or the WEPs. If there's one thing I know you will take away today, it will be the WEPs in your brain. I apologize if I give anyone nightmares about it. But the WEPs is a global framework we use that was founded 15 years ago, actually, by UN Women and UN Global Compact. It's a set of 7 principles that guide the private sector of all size and sector. So whether you're a micro enterprise, an SME, or a multinational, it helps you to become better with your gender policies and practices across the value chain. It really is, I think, the only framework actually that looks at all levels, from C-suite to workplace, into what you do with marketing and advertising, supplier diversity, product design, your community level work, advocacy, and also measurement and reporting. So we've used this framework in all of our work with the private sector in Asia Pacific for about the past 6 years. So if we can go to the next slide, Moni. I'm not going to share all of these details, but we have been working over the past 6 years to really build a WEPs ecosystem. It's now 2025, sorry, but this slide presents what we had done up until last year when we launched our new initiative, Gender Action Lab. So I can share a lot of these documents later if anyone is interested, but we've had advocacy initiatives like the WEPs Awards and the WEPs Forum that I'll share more about later. We've looked at policy level work, how the WEPs can be a framework for governments or also business regulators, stock exchanges. We've worked with entrepreneurs, And we've also done research looking broadly at corporate trends for gender equality in business. As we came to 2023 and 2024, one of the biggest things that we noticed is that we had an action gap. We see a lot more companies, governments, regulators committing to gender equality, but it's not translating into the deeper action, into strategies with KPIs, into specific plans and timeframes. Or into deeper action beyond just some kind of standard things we do. So we knew to really take forward this action, we needed some innovation and we needed new modalities. If we can go to the next slide, Moni. So in 2024, we launched this new platform called Gender Action Lab. This is really our platform for innovation and action. So anything that brings together innovation, private sector, gender equality for impact can work under the Gender Action Lab. We're trying to use the innovation that we know the private sector brings and also bring innovation into the private sector and also take a really deeper diversity and inclusion approach with GAL. So on the next slide, it just shows you a little bit of our long-term vision. We are starting with Gender Action Lab in 4 countries. So right now, this is in Cambodia, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Indonesia. But it is something that we really want to expand and bring across the region. We're bringing our deep expertise and history and implementing the WEPs and UN Women's expertise in gender equality, as well as through programs that we'll talk about today, linking you with partners, with innovators across our network. And then also bringing some visibility to the work that you might do and our partners will do. As we look to grow GAL in the long term, we do want to make sure we can bring in multiple action pathways, multiple different partners. Some of you may be on the call today and maybe what we're doing right now is not the right thing for you, but there could be something we do together in the future. We want to continue growing this with all of you. So what we do right now, if we can go to the next slide, Moni, are kind of 4 key products or also action modalities right now through Gender Action Lab. One works on the ground with companies in a specific country called the WEPs Corporate Action Lab. That's what you're all going to learn about more today. This focuses on one theme at a time and works with a smaller group of corporates. So these labs also run in Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines. At regional level, we do a little bit more work looking at systems. So we work with really influential systems players to have better action at scale. So we've just launched a regional systems lab working with stock exchanges and regulators to see how we can really improve gender equality in capital markets. We do also run entrepreneurship labs where we work with impact entrepreneurs and have a research arm where we try and bring in innovation to a lot of the research and data gathering that we get. We also do have kind of an advocacy and sharing arm. Moni, if you can just click once, it should take us, there we go, through the WEPs Awards and the WEPs Forum that I'll share a little bit more about later. On the next slide, I'm going to take you through very quickly our approach to the WEPs Corporate Action Lab. Monica and Moni are going to share a lot more detail of how this works in Cambodia, but a little bit about how we come to the labs. We start with a phase of awareness raising and engagement, which has been ongoing in Cambodia since last year, where we've been engaging more signatories, raising awareness of the tools and what they can do, consulting with all of you, doing landscaping reports, and trying to decide on a key theme that we feel the corporate community is ready to take on collectively, because these labs run for one theme at a time. So on the next slide, phase 2, when we actually get ready to gather the companies together, We pick one specific theme. So we run the labs in country level and then regional level. So these have many different themes. It could be an inclusive workplace for people with disabilities, advancing family-friendly workplaces. This is something we're actually doing in Malaysia and Indonesia. It could be innovative practices for gender-responsive procurement or supplier diversity. Strengthening accountability or reporting with ESG. So we focus on one theme at a time. And then the approach we use on the next slide, thanks, Moni, is that we pick a key challenge statement and we have a very innovative cohort-based learning and action approach. So this is just one example. How might we accelerate women's advancement into leadership and remove the barriers they face once there by creating more inclusive workplace cultures and systems? So we bring together a cohort of companies, we find that committed group, and we're hoping that will be some of you on the call. We use an approach, our kind of GAL approach, that brings in design thinking, innovation methodologies, connections to different partners, bringing in other tools and expertise and resources we can to then help you choose specific areas you want to take and solutions you want to pilot over 6 to 9 or 10 months. We anticipate each company chooses their own specific solutions, and some of you might have group solutions together. But we take you through that journey over 6 to 9 months. Monica and Moni will share more details, but just the final few final slides. Just to share that we have already launched in a few countries. So Moni, if we could go to the next slide. We launched our very first WEPsCAL in Malaysia on May 20th, focused on innovating the future of family-friendly workplaces. So we have a group of 11 companies. We just actually had a peer exchange session this morning where we had a guest speaker come in and share what they've been doing about parental leave. So that one is up and rolling. And just a few weeks ago in Indonesia, we also launched a lab in Indonesia for state-owned enterprises. I know this is in Bahasa Malaysia, but they are also focusing on family-friendly workplaces as well. So we have 2 launched. Philippines will have a launch in 2 weeks, and the Philippines is focused also on kind of women's leadership, but looking specifically at the tech sector. So the final element in all of this that we use as our kind of advocacy and best practice sharing platforms. Moni, if we could go to the next slide, is our WEPs Awards and our WEPs Forum. So these rotate year by year. Last year, we held our Asia Pacific WEPs Awards, where companies all across the region can apply for best practices aligned to the WEPs. You don't have to be a signatory to apply. You can actually just apply to the WEPs, but we do this every other year. So then in the alternating year, we hold the Asia Pacific WEPs Forum, where we actually bring everybody together in person. We bring companies, we bring UN partners, we bring governments, we bring regulators, stock exchanges. It's a really exciting time. And I'm going to ask everyone today as well to save the date. We will be opening registration soon. The 2025 forum will be November 18th to 19th in Kuala Lumpur. So we're very, very excited about that and also hope to see many of you there. Okay, so that's a bit of an overview and background to what we're trying to do with this larger platform, and I'll hand it back to my colleagues to take us into the details for Cambodia.
Thank you, Amy. In this next phase of the session, I will share the activity of the WEPs Corporate Action Lab and how they might be interesting to you and your companies. I will walk you through the pace and stage of this impactful initiative. Phase 1, awareness and engagement. Awareness, at the stage, our first objective is to generate interest in the women empowerment principle among selected companies. Since launching Gender Action Lab November 2024. We held events, create materials, engage the stakeholder, and develop a challenge statement to advance women leadership and promote. We will talk more later. The commitment stage. Next, we will secure a commitment from companies to participate in the WEP Corporate Action Lab. This involves hosting a roundtable discussion, develop a commitment materials, and obtaining partnership agreement. And phase 2, Corporate Action Lab. Implementation stage, we will guide companies through baseline assessment, tailor support actions, and plan developments and progress tracking to implement web-aligned gender equality action over 6 to 9 months. And phase 3, report and recommendation. Post-implementation stage, we will measure the impact on gender equality by collecting data and documenting case study and capture lesson learned and inspiring ongoing action. Finally, we will share our finding, recommendation, and the best practice with a broader audience to promote wider adoption of the web. In summary, the stage of the Web Corporate Action Lab are designed for you to take action and your web commitment. In this slide, we will share the event that we have been done in the past in Cambodia. 2024 Cambodian Web Awards, we kick off the Web Gender Action Lab launch to celebrate International Women's Rights Day 2025. UN Women co-host with the Eurochamp for the gender equality mean business. Even engage private sector commitments through the showcase of the web signatures and participation in dialogue for the promotion women's rights after human rights and gender equality. That's a ring the bell for the Gender Equality 2025. The event co-organized with Cambodian Security Exchange and Security Exchange Regulator Cambodian SCRC, including highlighting their commitment to gender equality. At the rapid landscape assessment and validation workshop, UN Women redefined the proposed priority area and thematic challenge as well as the thematic focus area for the WEPsCAL with the focus on next sharing. And this event and the future event are all opportunity for you to network and build a community and the best benefits from the convening power of the UN Women and its partner. We hope you all can join and at one of our events soon. As Amy said earlier, each of the corporate action lab focus on different things. So, it will bring together a small group of the companies to focus on one particular thematic topic. And the challenge statement so far, Cambodia, we have designed the very first theme is fostering inclusive leadership for gender equality in business. We will seeking a group of the company that collective want to find a solution for statement, how might we accelerate it? The first WEPsCAL in Cambodia, we will address a critical challenge, accelerating and implementing a strategy to fostering inclusive leadership for gender equality in business. These are the key data that are present on the barrier. Despite progress, only 34% of firms owned by women and only 33 female managers in the top positions. In our preliminary consultation, we found that the gap in economic participations, especially in traditional male-dominant role in the high-growth sector, like, for example, multinational corporation or technologies. And other challenging remains, such as harassment, unpaid care work, gender pay gap, entrenched cultural and social norms, etc., are still present. The WEPsCAL that we are supporting business to align with the Cambodian priority policy and the alignment between the country policy and the Sustainable Development Goal with the SDG 5 and a cross-cutting goal. Cambodian commit to achieve 2030 for middle-income countries and 2050 goal for a higher-income country. Yes. So for the policy in Cambodia has already set a target has also set a target to increasing female labor force participation rates. For example, the Pentagonal Strategy Phase 1, 2023 and 2028, annually Rotterdam 6, has explicitly included targets to ensure women's roles in economic development, leadership, and decision making. In this slide, we outline how we will work together across multiple pathways. Your company may join the WEPs Corporate Action Lab, and your company will explore innovative solutions together through multiple pathways. There are many different things that your company can do it in the WEPs Corporate Action Lab. Your company may choose based on your specific priority and what you know is the issue that your company and what you want to do. It may look to build a sector where women are committed, but a position to lead maybe it's designing to equal pay field. This may there's many different things you can do to join this lab. For example, conducting formal training program, championing flexible work. There will be a lot of opportunity you can join and pick initiative activities and you develop in the future. As Amy mentioned earlier, we will organize these activities through a cohort approach where we will group each company together. There will be bring in our innovation methodologies and design thinking for co-creation and new solution connection, connect you to partners. And then you will start pilot testing over 6 to 9 months. For example, this where 3 companies might choose mentorship and sponsorship initiative activity. 3 companies may choose executive mentoring and coaching, or maybe 2 companies choose to select leadership target in quotas. We will go on this journey together and how this approach would work with this thing. There will be giving a little bit more detail. I'm going to hand over it to our colleague, Monica.
Thank you, Moni. Thank you for that presentation. Also to Amy and Moni for bringing us to this next slide. I'm going to explain to you a little bit more detail about what this means for you and what you're signing up for. So on this slide, let's look at the commitment required for joining this program. So we will be here with you throughout the journey. By joining this WEPs Corporate Action Lab, we commit to supporting you in developing an individual country action roadmap with clear targets and indicators so that you can address the issues that we're looking at in this thematic area. You're going to receive one-on-one assistance from us in problem solving. We'll be giving you lots of examples, templates, case studies, and networking opportunities related to these thematic areas, not only in country, but also regionally as well. We'll be facilitating meaningful interactions and problem solving within the cohort over this 6 to 9 month period. This is a really big benefit of working together with a cohort. You'll have facilitated use of the WEPs Gender Gap Analysis tool, the GAT, which will help you to analyze your company's performance across the value chain. We'll also connect you with UN Women and other actors so that you have support and help to achieve the initiatives and innovations that are developed together with you. And finally, from our side, your efforts will be recognized and given visibility at national, regional, and global levels. I'll show you some examples of Cambodian companies that have been highlighted through UN Women. So from your side, what we require on the commitment side is for you to work together with peers and experts to co-create innovative solutions and actions in order to address the key issues in the thematic area. We need you to appoint 1 C-suite executive and 2 company focal points to participate throughout the process, both online and in person. We also need you to set some targets and work together with your team and with our support to develop a work plan that we'll implement over a 6 to 9 month period. We need you to commit time and resources each week or month. I'll give you more details about the total number of hours and days that requires in order to be able to work on these solutions alongside your peers and with our support. And we need your active engagement throughout the process as well, and sharing the solution implementation, how you are making progress in an ethical way. Of course, we don't want to share any internal or proprietary secrets, but where possible, we do support you to engage with your peers and to share and learn together. And finally, to register your interest and to apply for the program, you do not need to be a WEPs signatory, but if you are selected to join the cohort, that will be one of the first steps that are required. So if we go to the next slide, Moni, please. What's in it for you as a company? We're asking you for quite a lot of resource investment. So why would you join? What's the ROI for you? Because this is important for your company. So I'm going to take you through here the different ways that this is a benefit to you and your company. So the truth is, you are going to be investing time and resources, but you need to see that women's empowerment and gender equality will bring benefits, not just to society and to good feelings in your company, but it also brings about environmental impacts and financial impacts as well. There's a strong business case for gender equality. So in terms of increase in value from a global perspective, one study by Value for Women found that a gender balanced leadership team is correlated with a 25% increase in valuation. So for public companies, gender balanced teams directly result in higher valued companies. At the regional level, it's been reported that companies where women account for more than 20% of the management team have approximately 10% higher innovation revenue than companies with male-dominated leadership. So diversity in your management team directly increases your profitability. And at the local level, a recent DEI survey in Cambodia found that 80% of employees believe that equity-related initiatives, including gender diversity, positively affect the workplace. And of course, a happy workplace is a better functioning and more profitable workplace as well. In terms of compliance, by joining the cohort, you will be directly contributing to the UN Sustainable Development Goals, to which, of course, Cambodia is a signatory, and you'll be aligning with the targets set by the Cambodian government, such as the Pentagonal Strategy. And you'll also gain additional knowledge and potentially fulfill any additional requirements related to gender equality and DEI regulations, depending on what sector your company is in. If you're trading internationally, these are becoming more and more important. You'll benefit from our direct expertise and networking. So we have a very large global network of industry experts that can help you on this journey. And you'll be learning from the experiences of the other Gender Action Lab cohort companies in Cambodia and across the region as well. And in terms of visibility and networking, you will have the opportunity to join multi-stakeholder events, both locally, regionally, potentially globally. As Amy mentioned, we have the WEPs Forum coming up in November in Kuala Lumpur. And you'll be positioning yourself as a leader, as a thought leader of gender equality and women empowerment. We know a lot of the companies that are here today already are doing a lot of fantastic work when it comes to gender equality in their companies. And we really want to give you the opportunity to showcase your efforts and your achievements there. So additionally, there will be opportunities for being involved in case studies on good practices in your workplace. And these will be featured in various UN Women platforms. And for cohort completers, if you join us and you complete the program, you will automatically become recognized at our 2026 WEPs Awards next year. So we're working on this as we speak. So let's have a look at the timeline to give you a better idea of what's happening and when. So we're currently in the application period. This info session, the first info session is to give you the motivation to sign up and to think about joining us on this amazing journey with us. So the timeline is going to start from about September to approximately June 2026. These icons here are going to show you where your C-suite executive and where your 2 focal points will be required to join in different activities. So, of course, these activities are open to further refinement depending on holidays and year-end commitments and other things that might come up in your work plans at your companies. So the application period, we're going to be reviewing the applications later on in the presentation. We will give you the links to the application form and more information about how to do that. We'll be reviewing and selecting participants on a rolling basis. We'll kick off the cohort in the end of September. Part of this will be a launch involving your CEOs or top C-suite level participants in a half-day session. And it will be followed, it will be, before this, we will take you through the WEPs Gender Gap Analysis Tool session, and then we'll move on to a 2.5-day ideation workshop. From December to January, we'll be focusing on, I've just missed a month here. From October to November, there will be a progress meeting where we will focus on helping you to develop an actionable work plan and roadmap. And we'll be having one-on-one sessions with your companies on a request basis. Later on, between February and April, we will have a progress update session. And this will also be a time for you to share and learn from the other companies to see what challenges they're facing and to be able to learn more from your cohort. Again, there will be more one-on-one sessions per company and available on a request basis. In continuation, we'll have a final progress meeting towards May, and again, more one-on-one sessions to ensure that we are on track. And this will be followed by a documentation process and post-survey. So during this, we'll document the learning and impact of your initiatives, of the projects that you've rolled out in your company. We'll develop some case studies, and then we'll also have some feedback and cohort learning sessions to gather insights so we can improve our processes for future labs as well. From July onwards, we'll have some public events and we'll promote the companies, we'll promote the case studies, we'll do some media promotion and recognition of the different kinds of initiatives as they took place at your companies. And then moving towards promotion of the WEPs Awards, which we really hope some of you will be able to participate in 2026. So for a detailed projected number of days for participating companies, because I've just told you about the timeline over 6 to 9 months, but you're probably wondering exactly how much time is going to be required on a total basis. So we're looking at, for your CEO, a total number of days of between 2.5 to 5.5 days. 3 of those days are contingency days, and for your focal points, 9 to 16 days, plus, which includes 7 days of contingency as well. So in a month-by-month breakdown, the first month, there'll be the cohort launch, the baseline workshop, and the brainstorming and ideation. And that will be the biggest bulk of time with us, which is a total of 3 days for a co-learning, co-ideation workshop together with us towards the end of September. In months 2 and 3, we'll be having progress meetings and sense-making sessions and developing your work plan together with you, which for the 2 focal points in your company will require about 1 full day. So not 1 full day at one time, but over the period of that time. In months 4 and 5, we'll have the midpoint progress meetings, which will require another day. And at the midpoint progress meeting and learning exchange in months, somewhere between months 6, 7, and 8, we will require your C-suite level representative to also join and probably give another day along with another day from your focal points. The final progress meeting and learning exchange will require another day. And then finally, the last 3 months with the documentation, the post survey, and any closing events and promotions will require another couple of days from the focal points and 1 more day from your C-suite. All of these working days, again, are flexible to the when we schedule them. We will be scheduling them together with the cohort to make sure that they are not landing on any holidays or on any critical days for your teams. So in short, to summarize, what is WEPsCAL? So WEPsCAL is, in a nutshell, it's a really unique initiative to help your companies foster corporate ingenuity to solutions and to create solutions on gender equality issues within your company and in Cambodia that are localized and are born out of your own experiences and needs within your company. It's a cohort-based learning approach to support the implementation of your solutions and to be learning from peers. It's a 6 to 9 month long commitment with regular progress updates from participating companies. And it's important that you all recognize and understand that WEPsCAL is not a training program. We are not here as UN Women experts on gender equality to come into your company and tell you what you need to do to solve the challenges that you are facing. But it is a co-learning, co-ideation process that we go through together on a journey. It's also not a paid program. There is no fee for joining the WEPsCAL, though you, of course, will need to commit some resources in order to implement the solutions within your organization. It's not one and done event. It's a continuous process. Again, you've probably heard mentioned several times. It is a journey that we are going to go on together over this period of time. And we're also not a consulting or business advisory engagement. So before I get more into the details of how to apply, I just want to highlight a couple of local companies here in Cambodia that have been recognized now globally. So the first one is from last year's WEPs Awards. MIV and Kun Bin were second runners up. And again, there were over 1,000 companies that applied for these awards in the SME Champions Award. And Agile and MIV, where Kim Bun works, has been advancing gender equality and disability inclusion by equipping women and persons with disabilities with digital skills, entrepreneurship training, and social protection. We're confident that in 2026, there will be many more entries and successful entries in the WEPs Awards from Cambodian companies. And just a few weeks ago, we had a presentation by Ibis Rice at the Global WEPs Deep Dive Series. So these are some other opportunities within UN Women to further profile your company's efforts. They were honored to be able to speak alongside global advocates in this series with over 500 viewers. And both Ibis Rice and MIV are signatories to the WEPs. Okay, before we go into the plenary, I'll just kind of go through briefly what you need to do to apply. So what to expect from our application form, which we'll be sharing with you shortly. So WEPsCAL applications will be opening shortly. And it should take about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to fill out the forms. You may need to work with other departments to get some details. We look at your company eligibility criteria, so that's clearly listed in the form. You do need to be from a registered company here in Cambodia. We'll ask you some more questions about your company details, so just some essential information about your organization. You need to have identified the key representatives who will participate, both from the C-suite level and your 2 focal points. We're also asking you a little bit about your current and existing gender equality practices and policies. Not in in detail, but we just want to have an understanding of where you already are on this journey of gender equality within your company. We'll need to understand a bit more about your motivation. So tell us why you want to join the WEPsCAL, and maybe the goal that you want to achieve by the end of the program. We're not going to hold you to this exact goal that you have written in this form, but we just want to understand a bit more about where you are coming from and what your interest is in joining this, the first WEPsCAL in Cambodia. And of course, there is a data protection and consent statement. Everything in our application form is fully secured, and we do not share any of the data or information that we gathered. So application period is going to be starting from today until September 12th. We'll be looking at the applications on a rolling basis, and we will be notifying successful applicants by September 15th. So the application is available via Microsoft Forms. And sorry, I was wrong. It was probably about 30 to 45 minutes for you to fill it in. And if you have any questions during the application process or you're not sure how to fill something in, please do contact us. So who is us? The three of us who are speaking here today will be on with you on this journey. So you've heard from Amy. She was the program specialist at the regional office for Asia and Pacific. Moni Van, who is the program analyst for the Gender Action Lab here in Cambodia, and myself, the private sector engagement specialist here at UN Women. You can reach any of us if you have any further questions after this call, after the session today. Yeah, so I'm going to leave this next slide on for a couple of 30 to 40 seconds. This is your first chance to scan the QR code, which will take you to the application form. We'll shortly move on to the plenary session and take your questions. We'll go back to a Mentimeter, but this is so this is where you can find our application form, and we'll be sending all of this information to you as well after this call. So if you don't catch it now as we move over to the plenary and back to Mentimeter, don't worry, we will be sending all of this to you via email after the call. So I'm going to hand back to Moni, who will bring us over to the plenary session right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Yeah, we go back to our Mentimeter again to hear some information in terms of the question and answer. Allow me to share the screen again. Again, if you not yet joined the Menti, there's the code on the screen. You can see that, yes. And our team will share the link on the Menti and the code as well. Oh, two interesting. Oh, four interesting. Yeah.
Great.
Wow. 2 or 3. Yeah. Good. Oh, we have 5. We need more. Ooh, 6. Oh, 8 now. We have 24 in our Menti. Hopefully everyone can at least click something to present us in terms of your interest on WEPsCAL. Wow, thanks.
I just want to add for everyone, it's also okay if you're not interested or you're not sure. We're using this as a way also just to get some honest feedback from all of you. Menti is all anonymous, so if you're not interested at all, can you hear me? Monica, can you hear me?
Good. Yeah, I think I would like to move to the next
Monica,
question.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Amy,
Can you hear me?
Please go. Yeah, I would like to go back.
You can't hear us?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear us, Amy?
No, you can't hear me. Can you hear me? I think the online participants can hear me, but I think Moni and Monica, you can't hear me. Okay, the online participants can hear me.
Yeah. I can hear you now. Sorry, Amy.
Okay, I'll just share with them again. Sorry that we want you to be honest here. Menti is anonymous, and it's totally fine if you're not interested. We're using this to just get some open feedback from all of you, right? This program is for you, and we want to make sure it works for you. So really don't mind if you're giving us some open feedback. Okay. Let's go through a few more of the slides, and then Joe, I can come back to your question in the chat, if that's all right.
What do you find valuable and interesting, attractive about WEPsCAL? Yeah, some people already posting in, like learning new experience from different aspects, gender equality at the workplace and corporate leadership, co-learning, yes, co-learning. Excited for the sessions, yes. Yeah, co-creation lab. Building partnership for I&D agenda. Yes. Diverse entrepreneur to part of country development. Yes. Identifying our bias and work toward our growth. Yes. I think we will have more on this. So I let move to the next questions. Oh, rising awareness. Yes, very excited to see how private sector show women's power. There's a lot of questions here. Yeah. So what are some of your concern and unaware answers question about the WEPsCAL? Maybe something you have been thought through, and you feel free to express your thought here. Like Amy mentioned, this is anonymous, no judgment.
I think we have the one question from Joe already. Okay. Is there an opportunity for individual participation?
Yes. Financial barrier from management and lack of sponsorship. Oh, okay. Yeah. Unreachable the applicant criteria. Yes. Anything else that you would like to express? Please feel free.
Okay. Maybe we can already go. Moni or Monica, do you want to answer the individual participation one?
I think we pass to Monica. Oh, but I have to, yeah, Monica, one second, I have to mute.
Hi, yes, so regarding the individual participation, this is the WEPsCAL is for companies to participate. So at this point, we do not have scope for allowing individuals to join the program. It really is for companies to be able to then roll out solutions within their companies. So for an individual, it just wouldn't be a fit for what we're looking with this first program. Yes, I mean, Amy, unless you have something to add to that, I think unfortunately at this time, the lab is for companies.
On the unreachable application criteria, I'll just come to this already. Don't worry about it so much. It's really
We don't
more
want to. Sorry.
Can you please, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, clearly.
Okay, great. Yeah, so on the unreachable application criteria, don't worry. It's really more the criteria that you will stay committed, but we are looking for companies at all ranges. Some that are just beginning in their gender journey, some who may be more advanced. So don't worry, the criteria is really more just that you are committed to join us and taking action. And then related to that, I see two kind of linked concerns: financial barriers for management or lack of sponsorship, and then limited financial capacity. We don't anticipate that every solution will require financial resources from all of you. A lot of them that we're already piloting in Malaysia don't, a lot of them don't require financial resources. It's more looking into policy revamps or how they can redesign mentoring programs, or how they can hire differently. Some of them may require financial commitments, but not all. Also, we encourage most companies to have between 1 to 3 solutions. So maybe 2 of them are a bit easier for you to get agreement from management or sponsorship, right, for your C-suite to really agree to this. And another one might require some financial resources, but maybe it's a little bit down the line, or it's very light touch. So if you don't have any money right now to implement anything, don't worry about applying. We can still work with it, and we can still support you. Is the focus only on local female employees, not include with female expats? We would certainly work with any company that employs both locals and expats. We really do want to ensure that we support overall economic growth and development of Cambodia. So I think, we hope to prioritize local employees, but of course we're open to a company that also has international employees. And I also just want to point out too, our focus is inclusive leadership for gender equality, and that will mean focusing on women employees and their advancement to leadership. But this is really for all employees. We really want to ensure we're engaging male leaders in taking an inclusive approach, whether that's building the pipeline for women in leadership or people with disabilities, or people of different gender identities and sexual orientations, and also looking how inclusive leadership itself can really empower both male and female employees. And then there will also be a focus on supporting women employees to climb into leadership. So it's really very open right now to what can be done. The whole frame to also think of GAL as innovation. So the opportunities we've presented today are the ideas. You can really create what solution works for you in your company when you join the program. And this, I think, I'll use to answer Joe's question a little bit, right? What is the actual solution? What's the standard for viewing the project? It's really up to you as well. You would develop a specific solution. So we take you through this 3-day workshop, right? Where we all work together to look at what are the current barriers within our thematic area, inclusive leadership? What has been done before? What are some best practices? Where do we see also using our results from the WEPs Gender Gap Analysis tool? Where do we see specific areas in our organization? And then we help you co-develop what solution you want to work on. So Joe, this could be, yes, we want to develop specifically a mentoring program to build a pipeline of women leaders. Or we specifically want to look at job shadowing or sharing, so we prepare women for leadership roles. Or this could be, we actually want to do a bias training or awareness training for all of our leaders and senior managers, whether they're men or women, to make sure that they take a more inclusive approach to leadership overall to make the organization more gender equal. And when we develop the solutions with you as well, we help you think about the time frame, the key people that may be needed, whether this is a internal departments or other partners, or even, liaising with the government. And then we help define success metrics. So you are also defining what would you ultimately see as success. I think it's good to note here as well, too, that we are very realistic. We understand that not everything you come up with in the workshop will get C-suite approval. You may have to refine, you may have to rethink. We also know that in 6 to 9 months, we're not going to see our higher level outcomes, right? These are things that are going to take time to build. And what we want to do is really help you accelerate your practices and your learning in the 6 to 9 months, and that you take that forward, and then we can track the results over time. We also are very understanding about quote unquote failure. Our real goal with the labs as well is to learn what works and what doesn't. And so if you start to pilot something and it doesn't work after the first few months, it's okay. Let's come back. Let's figure out what went wrong. Why didn't it work? What else can we do in this area? We'll figure out how to keep moving forward together. C1, can we provide leading conclusively training? Yeah, I think this is a question. Could we provide training on inclusive leadership for our people leaders? Yes, this would be a fabulous one of your solutions, and we can help you, either design those trainings or build in people. So there's also a gender lens and an inclusion lens, right? How can you be a leader that supports women, people with disabilities, people of different ages in the workforce to also come up, right? And build their own skills to thrive at their jobs, potentially become bigger leaders. Oh, thank you for the heart. Maybe we'll move on to the next questions and keep popping them in the chat as well if you have any.
Thank you, Amy. Yeah, for the next question, any feedback on the timeline and commitment required from the company, local point, and C-suite executives? Feel free to present your ideas. Yes, and
while we're waiting for your feedback on the timeline and commitment, there was a couple of questions in the chat that I just want to address. So one of them was about the company requirements, the criteria. When you start the application form, it's very clearly detailed there, but mostly it needs to be a registered company here in Cambodia. So registered under the Ministry of Commerce. And you also need to be compliant with all existing labor laws. We will ask you to become a signatory to the Women's Empowerment Principles. So when you're applying, you don't need to yet have signed and be approved, but that is part of the process. And willing to appoint the 2 focal points and a C-suite leader. So those are the main, and to be active throughout the process. So those are the main criteria for the companies. And there was another question about whether this is online or virtual, and it's going to be a mix of the 2 of those. And then we had from CNAT, how many applicants would be selected for the program? We currently are envisioning a cohort of about 8 to 12 companies. There's some flexibility there. I believe in Malaysia, we have 11 companies. In Indonesia, there are 10 companies. Amy can correct me here as well. But basically the cohorts in the other companies are 8 to 12 companies. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Amy, I saw you've already answered that question in the chat. I missed it.
No worries.
Okay, so yeah. So please do give us your feedback on the timeline and the commitment requirement. And we can answer those questions.
You can go to the
Thank
next
you.
one.
Okay. Yes. Yes. No comment. Great. Someone would proceed. Yeah. I think this is a thing that where you can express your opinion and your concern, and we would like to hear from you anything that we can support in terms of this. How can we develop in the future look like? Because only you understood how to implement for that, and anything that you would like to input on that. Yeah, high level is director. We cannot use a C level. Is that well? This is a thing that we have to answer that question. Yes.
I think Moni, do you want to take that one?
For this question,
Yes.
I think yes. Something like we don't use a C level from the director. It depends on the company that they can use it. It can depend on the structure of the company that there has been the structure. For example, the structure that has been only the director, executive director, and some corporate, multinational corporation would be have another C-suite level. It depends on. So based on your leading level in that workplace. Amy and Monica, if you can add more, please feel free to. Yes.
Nope, nothing to add, just that that's fine. Yeah. Great. Maybe we go to the next one, Moni?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, someone, yeah. She said like, yeah. I think yes. This one is welcome for the private company who operates the business in Cambodia to support. I mean, this WEPsCAL is to support the to support the company in Cambodia to implementation related to the gender equality and improving their productivity. Yeah. So we would like to move on. I think.
I just want to add.
Yes.
I'll just add, if private companies will also include publicly listed companies as well. So if it's a company listed on the stock exchange, that can also join, as well as state-owned enterprises. So there are a number of state-owned enterprises here that are run or affiliated with government entities, but they're run as private companies. So they are also welcome to join as well.
Also, if just to add, also, if you're registered as a social enterprise, this would also work. Some companies that are in that middle space. You know, eventually we would like to also see other types of companies joining, but at this point it is kind of to foster that private sector change. If you're not private sector, but you have a solution, I don't know who asked this question, but we will be looking for partnerships within the Corporate Action Lab. Maybe you're a nonprofit that offers training for businesses potentially, and you might have a solution to help the cohort. In that sense, we can always bring you in, but the core group will be private sector.
Let's move on to the next question. Thank you, Amy and Monica. Yes, now the excited. How likely would your leadership be interested in participating in the program? Feel free to answer these questions. Anything that you would like to read on this? Yes. One interested.
Great.
Two. We have three. Hopefully we have more, I think.
Yeah, it'd be great to get all 27, if possible, people that are with us. And again, honesty is welcome.
Yeah, feel free, yeah, to share your opinion with honest, yeah.
Yeah, because we know most of you will need to get leadership commitment to join this program, right? Oh, okay, Kanika gives a thumbs up. Great.
Thank you, that. Any more? Something like you would like to express? So feel free, yeah. I think we have 28 in that Mentimeter. Hopefully we can click once, something like you can, yeah, consider and feel free because this is anonymous. I think I would like to move on. Maybe we can have a chance to catch up or maybe through the email or Telegram because you still have a chance to talk with us in the future. After you listen to the presentation, what advantage and opportunity would encourage you or your leadership to join this WEPsCAL? Anything that you would like to express, feel free.
Yeah, is there anything else that you would like to see us have as part of the Corporate Action Lab? Not saying that we can promise everything, but also just curious to hear from you. Yeah, is there anything else you think is missing in what we offer or different opportunities that you think might make it more appealing to you or leadership? Oh, maybe nothing. Maybe we've done our jobs very well.
Perfect. I think probably you may think, and also like you already heard about the benefit that Monica have been sharing through the presentation. You can see through probably maybe aligned to your company. You can see that, yeah, learning and sharing experience in leadership as a woman concept. Yes, in the Cambodian, I think if we bring all women together to work, it would be more benefit to our own countries. Some help to society would be great if we can see more detail from the video's content too. Yes, expanding women's powers to international stage. Yeah, we can see that for the future. And
Yeah,
what
this is great feedback. Just to share on that first one, they're not mandatory sessions, but we do have peer exchange sessions that we hold with the cohort. So like I said, we just brought in, so PwC Malaysia has done a lot on flexible family-friendly benefits. So we had them join a peer session this morning to share. We also gathered WEPs case studies and help bring in best practices. We can also explore in terms of sharing towards the society. We can explore doing joint actions like a joint campaign potentially, right? To change a little bit of awareness in society if companies are interested. In terms of expanding women's power to the international stage, the WEPs Forum really will be a great opportunity to get some visibility and expand some of the messages. That is an Asia Pacific forum where we gather everyone across the region, but it does get some pretty good visibility. And the WEPs Awards get some quite global visibility from the WEPs, so that's another way we can help enhance the visibility. Yeah. So during the ideation workshop, this is exactly what we will be doing, giving you examples of what could be done, learning where we need to support you. And using design thinking to help you think through new solutions. Definitely networking and connections, helping bring you together with partners either in Cambodia or if it's in different countries as well. So, we will probably facilitate an exchange with the Philippines cohort because they're also focused on women in leadership. It is mostly the tech sector in the Philippines, but some of the cohort members have done quite a lot of advanced activities for gender already in their companies. So I think some of that exchange will be really important. And all of the 10 that join us for the lab, we would like to come to the WEPs Forum. So that's a fabulous opportunity to network and connect with other stakeholders and corporates.
Yeah, we have a lot of comment coming up. like networking and connection, as Amy mentioned, and also give example of what we can do. We have more inclusive company, and also addition to trainings, conduct design thinking workshop. Yes, this is what you already catch up our presentation about co-design thinking. Yeah, this is what opportunity that learning together and reflects together. Any more ideas? Please feel free. Before we move up.
Is there another question?
Yeah, please stay up. Yeah. Is another feedback for us for consider. If you would like to share, feel free as well, because we would like to learn from you, your thoughts, yeah, and to improving. We still, yeah, welcome your input for this too. Maybe your input would be positive, also welcome. If you don't have to think like negatively, yeah. Positive thinking on in terms of this, or maybe something you maybe would add more. You are also welcome to, because this is a stage that we are collaborate and we work together in the future as well. Yes, we keep this momentum and connections for sure. Yes. Kindly share the link of any best practice and program, scope of learning, and grow more, I guess, we send them. Yes. Simplify slide and the message, I think is so easier to understand. Oh yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I think after this presentation, we will share the application and the recording and other necessary information to your email.
Maybe we'll go to immediate next steps.
One last before we end this live. Yeah, this is the final one. If you would like to express a little bit about increasing your understanding about the WEPsCAL and everything, feel free to click on this and answer that.
Yeah, we'll have one more slide with next steps, but yeah, this just helps us learn a little bit more. Yeah, so any, if you can all answer, it would be greatly appreciated.
Yes. Great, thank you. Importance of accelerating women leadership role for improving business performance and long-term company sustainability. Yes, I read for this.
Great. The more answers we can get, the better. And always keep it open for a while as well, too. Great. We can always keep that open, Moni, while we move to the next steps.
Yes, I think we can leave this and then we move. I would like to move to the next step for our presentation. We can go back to our slide presentation again.
Okay, so we've given you a lot of information today about the WEPsCAL, the WEPs the overall program, and we've heard your questions and some of your suggestions. We're really excited to have you here today with such active engagement, because this is our first online info session about the WEPsCAL, and we are launching the application period from today. So what do you need to do if you want to be a part of this program? We're excited that so many of you are interested or very interested, and that you see that your leadership in your company is also potentially interested. However, we know that you now need to go back to your CEOs or your managing directors and pitch this to them. So the first thing you're going to need to do is have a look at the application process. That will give you a good idea of the kinds of information that you need to collect in order to apply for the program and join. But you're going to need to inform your executives in your company about this program and get them on board and pitch this to them and get their interest and support. Because one of the most important steps, not just in joining this program, but in gender equality in the private sector, is that high level commitment and support of these kinds of initiatives. So we are here to help you as well. If you need any support in talking to your leaders in your company, please do feel free to reach out to myself and Moni, and we can give you additional slides or any other information that you may need to help convince your leaders at your company to join us. You will need to fill out the application form. We'll be leaving it open until September 12th. Again, we're here for you. If you have any further questions, we will probably have more info sessions as well. And hopefully by September 15th, you'll be joining us on the launch of our first cohort. As Moni mentioned, we will be sending you the recording of this session along with all the links that you need. We also have an FAQ that will be live and online that answers all the potential questions you or your leadership team may have about joining this program. So this will also be linked. And that is it. So I think for the last slide, we'll go back to the link with the QR code. So you can screenshot this, and we can also copy paste the application form link in the chat. So it's easier for you if you don't have your phone right now to grab that QR code. So that's it for our first WEPsCAL, I just confused all my words, apologies. That's it for our first online info session on the first WEPsCAL in Cambodia. Amy, if you have anything else to add, or Moni, before we say thank you, or if there are any further comments. I'm going to hand over to you. Okay, I'm handing back to Moni.
Thank you. I don't know if you would like to take a screenshot photo as a join the webinar together, we would do so. You are welcome to turn on your cameras and we can do the screenshot photo together. Yeah, although we are joining online, but we still connected through the photo. Yes.
So nice to see everyone.
Yeah. Oh, and then we will do 2 times because we can see only one chapter. I think yeah, our colleague will do it. If you can help to do that, yeah. So yeah, feel free to turn on your cameras if you would like take a group photo. Or we are.
Get your hair done.
Yes.
You're gonna count down?
Yeah, let's count down. I do. Yeah, I will count one. I will do 2 times because one from one group, because in the screen on the Zoom we can see only one, and then we will move to another one. And it's still smiling in front of the camera for a few seconds. The count is 1, 2, 3, and yes, we will do one more. 1 second. We will do one. I will count again when the team is ready to help to capture it. Yeah. Another one, please smile again. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoy your lunch today. And hopefully we can see you in the future because we still have a long journey together. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.